What is up, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to Vanover Customs. And in today's video, we're continuing with the Lathe project. Now, a couple of you guys may notice the lathe looks a lot different from one of the last videos, and that is because I'm coming to you from the future or from tomorrow. A lot of you may or may not know, but we have been behind on editing and reality or release by a significant amount. Last year we were about 30 videos behind, meaning we had 30 videos shot that were not edited. This year, at this current moment, we're down to about 10, so we are kind of working through that backlog, and we really want to get to where the videos we're releasing are pretty close to reality. So with anyway, all that being said, we're going to jump right into removing the Feedbox and disassembling it on the Lathe. That's some serious sludge. Well, we got the Feedbox out and it was pretty dirty in there, To be honest, I'm kind of surprised. The oil in the headstock looked really good and the rest of the machine looked like it had been taken care of, but whatever was going on in this feed box was definitely neglect. When I took off the drain plug, it was coming out of there like sludge. So I'm really glad that I decided to take this out and clean it, if for no other reason than to make sure the oil pump pickup and oiling system is going to be working properly. Initially, we went ahead and removed this all because of the oil sight classes. These oil sights are metric pipe thread, and I looked everywhere and I could not find brand new metric pipe thread oil sights. So my game plan is to drill these out and tap these with a 1 1/4 by 24 tap, which will accommodate some standard size oil sights that screw in, that I'm going to use both on the feed box and on the apron and in a couple other spots on the lathe. So that way I can just get some stock oil sights from McMaster-Carr and replace them, and if they go bad or yellow over time, they'll be easy to access. So I haven't decided yet where we're going to go with this, whether we're going to strip it down fully or whether we're just going to continue cleaning it up. I will definitely take the oil pump out as well as the feed tube and kind of go from there. The other thing that we did is we went ahead and added a lifting eye. This stuff is heavy. I didn't weigh this, but I think it's, I don't know, 250 to 500 pounds. And so I found the balance point and drilled and tapped a hole. That hole is going to be underneath the label plate so you won't see it, and I'm also going to add a set screw to cover it up, but I wanted to make that possible so that way I could lift it and install it and uninstall it a little bit easier. So the next step is to go ahead and get this torn down as far as I'm going to tear it down, and we'll see where we're at. We ended up deciding to tear the gearbox down. I was a little bit on the fence. Anytime you're tearing a gearbox down, I always get nervous because the risk of tearing it down sometimes is not worth the reward. With a gearbox like this, we have to be 100% when we reassemble it. If we forget one pin or one clip, something is not going to work right, and so there is a risk there. However, I decided to go ahead and tear it down mainly due to the bearings and the oil pump. But since we have it apart, we're going to go ahead and get the inside painted and everything cleaned up, so that way when it comes back together it should be completely refreshed. Now I know for a fact the oiling system, and here's the oiling pump over here, isn't working. One, because of all the sludge that was in the bottom, and two, this is the oil feed tube. It comes in here like this, and it has a bunch of tiny holes so that it can spray oil on all the gears and bearings, and this was clogged. So I know that it hasn't been operating for some time, so we need to get that sorted out. And as a result, we have a bunch of bearings that are pretty smoked, so that's a good opportunity to replace those guys. In total, we have about 15 bearings we need to replace, so quite a bit. And then obviously, while it's apart, we're going to get this guy squared away and cleaned up. So next step is to just take really good photos and documentation of everything on the table here, and then go ahead and prepare that guy. I'm going to needle scale it and get it ready for paint, and then we'll modify our spots we need to with the oil sights. And then once we get the bearings and we square away the oiling system, we'll get this guy put back together.